Greetings and salutations, ladies, gentlemen, space foxes, space amoebas, and Tim. When we last left, a pirate fleet was bearing down on Adranka's holding, our one and only colony, and threatening to destroy it from orbit. Needless to say, this is not a good time. We're not having a good time. We're having a bad time. There's a basic garrison on, but oh, thank goodness, it looks like they've decided rather than taking this land for themselves, they're just going to work on pirating our existing shipping. I suppose we should be grateful. Meanwhile, we're working on building up, replenishing our fleet, and dealing with our pirate problems. The Commonalty of Kebab have decided to establish a new embassy with us. Lovely. Not a good time. Not a good time. In terms of good times, though, at least, we are seeing some work here. You know, on this island, we are colony at least. There's a basic amount of work being done. Basic mine. Right, basic hydroponics farm is what we can produce on
construction complete.
Colonial holding. Okay, so Caliban has finished its surface construction crew. Right, that's why we have an abundance of energy credits. Great. Abundance of energy credits is good. We don't need to worry for a while about little things like, well, I guess like dealing with running out of energy. Of course, now we need to worry about little things like pirates destroying everything that we've worked so hard to achieve. Observe. The pirates in the Hemtara system? Really? Well, that's why they've run back to Caliban for repair then. It's probably a damn good thing that we have another 2 ships coming out soon. Still going to take 4 months, but 4 months is not so much time in terms of, you know, in the galactic.
Special project complete.
Oh yeah. Well, on a lighter note, we have been big game hunting in space for the sake of our oh, balls that unpaused. For the sake of our museum, and yes, we've collected the Sneerin. Sneerins are large, burrowing creatures that live beneath the dunes of the vast equatorial deserts on. I don't think on Olomak the Learned there. Perhaps on Merope 4? Yeah, I thought so too. I feel there may be a bug there. When these predators sense movement in the sand above, they immediately raise dozens of tail spikes from their backs in the hopes of impaling something edible. Finding a suitable specimen proved difficult at first, until hundreds of tracked remote-controlled drones were dispatched across the desert in random directions. This led to the discovery and procurement of an unusually large specimen that had grown more than 100 spikes on its back. Excellent. Oh, we get a society research bonus. Oh, that's nice. Good. Frankly, you know, at this point, I'm very happy. I'll take what I can get to a degree. I can get the elusive tar black as well. Probably shouldn't keep doing that. We should actually spend some time researching these things, other things, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm certainly sure that we need to blow up this fleet that is causing us such dismay. Oh, hello. They've wandered off to torment our neighbours for a bit, have they? Fantastic. I'll use the opportunity to build up what we're missing. Right, I want you to head into orbit. Soon enough it'll be time to work on rebuilding that. And oh yes, colony ship. We have a colony ship, Rotha the Invincible. Rotha the Invincible even. We don't seem to have... I don't think we have any indication as to who's on board Rotha the Invincible. But that's fine. We know where he's where they're going, and they are going... Bralix is already within our space. We don't actually need to take it right now. But let's... survey that first, would you? Right, just survey the whole system, but... let's... 2 should have a ton of worlds. And I want them in I want that ship in orbit. I think I might want that the first armada once they finish repairs. Should be any minute. Yep. The colony ship. Excellent. First armada. I want you... yeah, I want you to escort. So get there out there and start escorting. And I think that should basically just tie them together and keep them in a position where they can provide cover. At this stage we want pretty much any advantages we can get. But ugh, we are being wrecked apart by cultists and pirates. Well, no worries. I'm sure we'll take care of that ghost fleet soon enough.
Research complete.
Oh, have we? We've completed the research of nanocomposite materials. Nanocomposite unlocks nanocomposite armor. Reinforced nanocomposite hull plating can provide an extra layer of protection that could be the difference between life and death in a combat situation. Yes. Yes, it could. We're going to start updating some of our work, I think. So, what else do we have? Corvette assembly yards, spaceport level 2. Ooh, permits the construction of destroyers. You know what? More armour. Well, some armour is better than none. I think it's time that we worked on an improved spaceport. Veltassa, you have the bridge. Sure. You certainly have something. Do you have something on your back? No, there's something on your back. Anyway, the first armada can serve as Sleers. Yes. They've started their work as well.
Evading hostile fleet.
Right, Ruffa. I don't think I can adjust what you do. Right, so they're going to head off to Dorful, aren't they? Apparently. No? Colony ship. Going straight back to Prospero. Right, well, if they're going to do that then, I suppose they might as well. Yeah, it's not. Right. Go walk. Go walk.
Evading hostile fleet.
Go walk that way. Alright, they're not going to do that. Fine. Rhine troops. Troops of the Rhineland. I'd like you to head back to Caliban. Enter orbit for now. And I actually need to do some upgrades. The Longshot and the Polnar, I think, both require some work. So, nuclear missiles, not much we can do with that. That's fine, that's fine. That doesn't matter. Fission reactor. Still need the reactor. You still need the power, that's the problem. No composite armour. small, isn't it? Yeah. I don't think it increases maintenance, does it? Oh, it does, very slightly. Well, what it does do is it brings the armour up to at least marginally more. I want to save that then. Keep the pole now. Similarly, the long shot. Oh, I know it brings up the expense, but utility slots, weapon slots. The shifter is more, yeah, it's much more utility based. I need something. I like my weapons to be fairly weaponly, as it were. That's fine. They're still quite speedy. Yeah, speed 1.5. I think certainly that's just for being cool, isn't it? Defense platform. Hero. It's a defense platform. What's it gonna do? There's a large fish in it too. That's fine. I'm quite considering it for defense platforms, certainly. It is, after all, a defensive platform. What is the point of having a defensive platform without defenses? So, that being the case, can we get that down? Yes, we can. Okay, that's a bit more stable. Let me save the Vussari. Save the Vussari. Right.
Research complete.
Good luck. How long are we producing new corvettes? Hephanir. I want to be building research stations, thank you. Research complete on biodiversity studies. We've unlocked the biolab. Studying the different forms of life that appear in our world helps us better understand ourselves and the life that surrounds us.
Construction complete.
Biolabs are specialised institutions generating additional society research. Lovely. Okay, so what else can we have? We can have regenerative hull tissue. That's interesting. Bacteria are imprinted with the ship's structural design will attempt to restore hull integrity should it be in... As I understand it, this is a nice technology, but it's not necessarily a great technology, you know, in terms of actual speed. Plus, look at the cost of research. I mean, that's just ridiculous. We don't want to spend that much effort on it. Instead, then, centralized command armies. Armies not really that important. Allows us to view other empires' survey data on planets within their borders. Interesting. Galactic ambitions reduces the seed planet and seed frontier at post-war demand cost, and massive glacier removal. Yeah, glaciers aren't really a concern for us, are they? I think, despite the expense, it's a question of: do we really care about extra border range? I don't think we do. I think we want to take the cheaper technology, just so that we can, you know, focus on having researched something. That said, there we do. For all the effort I've been putting into these, we do still require more guns, far more guns. I think more guns is going to still remain our priority for a bit. Okay, so the good news is first and second fleet are basically built. I need to merge those fleets together, thank you. I did say merge those fleets together, thank you. So orbit and yes, upgrade fleet to latest designs, thank you. Let's start this. So we're about 10 minutes in. I think I might have given them a command to wander over there and then wander back. Yeah, that wasn't very smart of me. Back. Back we go. Evading a star fleet, evading a star fleet. Wait, where is he continuing to try? No, stop that. Yes, it's just enter orbit. We're going to tie you together into the fleet. It's not going to be an issue. Oh, he's been wandering around back and forth.
Special project complete.
A Gulantha secured. Gulanthas are large, flat carnivores that have involved internal gas pockets, allowing them to hover a few centimetres above the ground. They move about in herds, consisting of a few dozen animals, grazing on the moss and lichen that can be found on the windswept plains of... Again, I somehow doubt it's Ithmac the Crusader. What would it be? It would be Bralix 3, a tundra world that we're strongly considering settling. But not just yet. These are ruthlessly hunted by the Gulantha's apex predator, but our biologists on the Ithmac the Crusader estimate that only a few hundred Gulantha herds remain. One of these, consisting of 9 animals, has been successfully collected and will be brought back to Caliber. Excellent. And again, we just get a nice little bit of bonus society research. We're getting quite a lot of society research lately. I mean, you know, it's not that our present society project is that interesting, but it does move things along slightly. Right, Ithmac. I would like you... I can't go there. I would like... What is Lidge's? Oh, he's doing that, isn't he? Fair enough. Grugamara, probably. Well, unless we've got one up this way. In which case, why not? Sathamar, yes, the mighty Tassagoid. The mighty Thargoid. No. Not this setting. Ah, Thargoids. Fond and terrifying memories. Anyway, we are presently trying to overcome the outstanding problems we were having with pirates, then overcome the outstanding problems we were having with crystalline entities, and then overcome the outstanding problems we were having with basically everything else that wants to kill us. Lovely. There's a question then. Another long
Ships upgraded. Construction complete.
Polnar. I think another Polnar. Well, once the month has ended, at any rate. Come on, Polnar. Come on. Bring this to an end. Would that allow me? Oh, no. Right, yeah, because we're upgrading fleets. That's why. Well, that's a little annoying, but fair enough. I suppose I can get behind that. And yes, if there's anything we've proved, it's that we can punch above our weight where crystalline entities are concerned. Oh. Someone's somewhere. That was helpful things. Who's that then? Emerald Crystalline Entity Delta is in Rhine. Yeah, it's in Rhine 3A. So why is he still trying to get there? No, thank goodness. And Olmac's moving, that's why. Right. I was going to say, because I'm pretty sure it's been enough time. Once that upgrade is complete, we'll merge those two fleets together, send them to take out the crystalline entity under the good admiral. Who's
Ships upgraded. Construction complete.
Right. The good admiral. So if we merge those fleets together, if we merge those fleets together. No? Really? We merge all those fleets together. Oh, I see, it actually takes time. Got it. And to what is apparently the second armada. Once again, Thirst. Don't really mind just going for the Thirst armada, but it's just... I'm just going for the names, but it's a little annoying. Come on. So, Takjam the Memorable, one of our Longshot classes, has evasion. Okay, so it's fairly evasive. Upkeep is low. Fire rates, sub-light speed. Yeah, speed are the big things for this lot, and I think Admiral Keb has a lot to do with that. He does have some armour, he's got some hull points, and a reasonable amount of military power. I think once we get destroyers, or at least once we work out the kinks with the blue crystal capacitors, which I think is going to get a little bit of speed, a little bit sped up in the near future, then we should be able to deal various other problems we're going to engage. Speaking of various other problems, it's time and pastime for me to continue building up my spaceports. It's a little annoying to have to do it, but there you go. And again, Longshot or Polnar? Longshot or Polnar? Polnar, I think, actually. I like to mix them up so that I've got a few which just have very powerful long gun, and then a few which have more of a few short guns. Other than not really guns, missile launchers. So take that how you will. Warp drive engaged. Speaking of warp drive being engaged, 20 minutes in broadly. Right. Desperately trying not to run these on to an hour, as I am otherwise inclined to do. I think there's a warp wind down. Yes, what that was. Take me to Bralix, and then take Bralix away. Bralix isn't an issue. What's an issue? Bralix isn't the issue. Rhine is the issue. No, Bralix. Don't know why I accidentally just did there, but I want you to go to Bralix. Which I'll do once the warp wind down is complete. Fine. Again, Caliban's finished construction queue. Research station is complete. That's the point. Yeah, we're getting. Oh shit! It's getting close to what's it time? We need to actually deal with our campaign promises. Have we learned? Damn it! Have we not learned from last time? Bralix needs to head over to Sathamar, let's say, and research that. Is that? No, it's Ithmac, not Olamac. Olamac, I think, is still slowly loading up. Ah, here we go. Hostile fleets present. First Armada, if we would be so good. This, I think, is... yeah, it's a more fragmented. The Emerald Crystal Sentinel Epsilon. Very powerful. Quite armoured. Quite dangerous. That is why we have shields. Well, not shields, but armour. Speaking of which,
Construction complete.
how is our fleet doing? Slowly, but surely. Proceeding. That's an order around Caliban, isn't it? Go join that fleet. Become, go see the galaxy. Kill new and interesting things. Melmac is winding down. Got it. Alright, we're at the stage now where we desperately need to save up for all manner of things, actually. Once this is dead, we can send the colony ship out, which is taking a stupid... which I'm not happy about. The amount of effort is required. Just trying to get their inhabit. Right. Speaking of inhabiting, let's watch some fights. Because they're quite fun. I like the
Hostile fleet engaged.
I like the actually represented ship combat in this game. We've got deltas. It's so fun. And again, there's some hurling shards of Longshot against shard throws. We're having some progress in evasion. Before, I wonder if the extra deltas pull us down. A couple of like tank jumping out is definitely taking a bit of damage. Not necessarily much otherwise. But they're getting a bit more deadly. But we are slowly but surely achieving it. And yes, they are very slowly. The use of the nuclear missile much, very significant when it becomes any bonus that they're self-repairing. The hope, though, is to try and destroy some of their, at least one of their sentinels and drones before the others come in. Where is the second one? He's moving to assist, but I don't think he's going to get that. We really should have, pulled back, prepared up, got our ducks aligned. Because I think we're going to lose Tac Jam. I mean, I want Tac Jam to pull away, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, we're about to lose it.
Evading hostile fleet.
We did lose them. We did lose one of the sentinels. Yep. Do I blow it? But no, Tac Jam's gone. Not Tac Jam. Oh, Tac Jam was memorable. Not exactly he was memorable before, we don't remember, but we are fondly assured of his memorability. Memorability? Memorableness. Memory. We're fondly assured of his memory. We're not doing our best. Very nice. Yeah, we've lost some more ships. Not really worthwhile, the extra. Because he's getting a bit of experience, but it's not really worth it, frankly. Now, our mistake was trying to go into this with even odds. We should have gone in with overwhelming force. He's a bastard in that respect. Trying to kill the sovereign. Nope. I think this is just
hostile fleet engaged.
Frankly, poor military strategy on my part. There you go. Yeah, it's a case of trying to just kill off that sovereign last snap. 83. Not in Dorful, but in perhaps Hentaras? Yes, build me a research station in Hentaras. Get some of the way forwards at least. It's the funny thing, I do need to use... I do actually need to make use ultimately of the... Join this together. Go home and repair. Yeah, I do ultimately need... Well, I do ultimately need to make use of the... I can't remember what I was going to say. No, it's completely gone. Oh, we did get some experience. I'm glad. I'd be more glad if I hadn't killed so many of my men. But there you go. That's true. What you get for trying to fight fair. Whatever that means. Right, are you ready to come into lids? Ligies? Because we have work to do. Yes, the their first task force, whatever that is rolling around, causing us trouble. I would quite like this lot gone. Right, so we need
Special project complete.
Oh, the Tsargoid is an extremely lethal predator that stalks the dense jungles of wherever Olamak the Learned is at the moment. Where is Olamak the Learned at the moment? Olamak the Learned is in Sathamar 3, at night, paralysing its prey with electric shocks before sucking their brains out with its tube-like mouth. Unfortunately, 3 of the crew members from the Olamak the Learned were lost to these creatures before a specimen could be secured. The Museum of Exoalgia in Caliban will rename one of its wings after these brave officers to honour their sacrifice. It's just a nice... just that perfect tone of slightly insulting. I feel like we should have gained more research than we did just then. But... Oh yeah, we're actually... I think we're getting, like, extra to compensate. It's just coming at a sort of maximum rate. There's something to do with how they store it. I'm not sure. Anyway. We have science ships to employ. So Olamak the Learned is not going down there anytime soon. Right, the wily the elusive Tarblack. And then actually they should be busy doing more expansion. Actually, we really need to survey down that way, figure out where we can expand, and just generally improve things a bit. Because although we are making some progress, you know, definitely could do better. So I don't know what's in Barbagon. Nothing terribly interesting. Arctic colony. Bit of physics research if we really want it, but also not in our area, so it's not. It's hardly, you know, a space amoebas, wasn't it? Yeah, hardly a priority. Well, I suppose the good news is we're probably going to, you know, actually follow our mandate this time without worrying about last minute setups. I'm not really interested. Yeah, we've already built one, we've got 2 more on the way, it's just 1 more after that. Which is easy, all too easy to produce. And I'll basically be done on that. Mandate fulfilled. Ready for a new term. Alright, where are you? Right, warping up, warping down, got it. Well, when you get to Ligiers, it's entirely time for you to colonise this fine place. Oh, now here's the question. Where do we want to start? Here has the most direct effect, certainly, but it's also the most horrendously difficult to expand into. I also... I'm going to lose that mineral bonus no matter what, really, aren't I? So, with that in mind, let's pop them down there. Excellent. Nice to know that Wrath of the Invincible is finally doing their work. Ugh. I mean, seriously, the lack of effort on their part is just horrendous. Now, I believe Remel the Abandoned, isn't it? Yes. I believe we're going to need just a little bit of extra expansion here. Yes. We should be able to pop in, find that tundra world, let's say. Right, this might not actually be possible. Well, regardless, we can... Oh, there we go. We can enter orbit there, and we can work on it once they're in place. Wrath of the Invincible. Not far to go now. Kawaba. I suppose... Oh yeah, because now that I have this selected, it's showing me the possible colony locations. Oh, that's quite sweet. I'd not appreciate that.
Research complete.
Oh, we have completed Blue crystal capacitors. Crystalline entities store stellar radiation within their prismatic bodies and can focus it to emit laser-like beams. Using the sapphire-type's prismatic pattern as a base, we can construct laser capacitors that produce energy at a similar wavelength. Right. So, small shard thrower does 5 to 11 damage, with a cooldown of 4.35 days, 75% accuracy. By comparison, the small nuclear missile is 100% accurate, 5.5 days, but I think 5 to 11, 8 to 12. Oh well, might not be that effective. Range 26, range 10. No indeed. But, oh right, 50% armour penetration. Right, yes, there is indeed the thing, isn't it? I think then 137 per 91 per, yeah, it might be worth having a couple of Longshot types just with those, just for the sake of balance. But specialized combat computers unlocks basic combat roles. Oh, I see. It gives aggressive and defensive combatants. Oh, deflectors there. Plant fortification toughness. Deflectors serve to produce shields. Oh, which regenerate. That's very nice, but they do consume large amounts of power, which is a concern. And finally, there's always quantum theory, which is just allows you to build some labs. I think deflectors, given our recent combat focus, which is increasing. How are we doing? Half an hour. Right. About 10 more minutes. This has been a bit of a chop wood carry water episode, I must admit, at times, but sometimes it's nice to just have the little bit of slow, definite progress as you just improve a little bit at a time. I'd actually like to improve a little bit more, a little bit at a time, but it depends on when the... Yeah, Rotha the Invincible still taking their sweet time. Oh good, they've started. Yeah. Oof, noxious swamps, massive glaciers. Oh yeah, maybe I should play that. Oh well. Dangerous wildlife, all manner of things here. Okay, and here we are, Mondok's Retreat. That's where we're going to have our first lot. Production air, colonized. Yeah, and that is going to take about half a year, I assume. Very nice though. Yeah, we're starting out. We've got just that little bit of a bonus going. I think it is not what I was after. Build a research station. And we are very slowly just going to expand our influence out from there. Yeah. Hello. Who's giving us trouble? One of our planets is suffering from starvation. Oh, Caliban. That is problematic. I'm going to have to move him off that up there. Still, it's not a problem that's too hard to solve. We can simply pop down a hydroponics farm and in a few days we'll have research. No, yeah, in a few months we'll have ample food for all. Which does beg the question then. Going over here, taking a look at the expansion. Yeah, they've got 3 people down. So you know, it's a slow progress, but it is progress. I suppose I could build at least basic hydroponics there, maybe there, yeah, just to continue expanding things. Just out of curiosity, can we recruit more? I mean, we've got all this influence, might as well spend it. Iron Fist, extra slave output. Adaptable, leader experience gain. Architectural interest, building cost and construction time. I like that. I mean, he's pretty old, but Yeah, I think ultimately we're going to actually do a fair bit of building there. So, what's that guy do? He's just eager, isn't he? All right, Inden. Congratulations, you're the new governor of Odranka's Holding. Since we're not using all of our leader, you benefit anyway. But here's the thing, we need to continue expanding, don't we? That's the thing. Need more ships, harsher ships. Oh, we need some longshots with blue shard throats, basically, don't we? It's expensive. It's heavy maintenance. I almost want to see, like, if I take that away, does that increase the speed at all? No. Alright. In that case, that being the case, I just want to spend the extra effort on the graffiting sensors, but I'm not sure. Probably better to just have a sensor corvette whose job is to do that. Right, so we've gone from the Longshot to the long spear. It's not actually as long shot. The distance is, in fact, the range isn't as good. So it should actually be, just out of a matter of curiosity. Yeah, range is 26 versus 10, 30 versus 36. I can call this the short spear. Although I think might as well have nuclear missiles for this one so that they can fire at roughly the same time. Yeah, that's fine. There we go then, the short spear. And it's basically if we compare it to the long shot, pretty similar. Yeah. but there is a difference in its main armament. That's quite nice. Right, so Caliban, we're going to want to look into short spears in the near future, I think. Oh, we are very slightly losing energy now. That is interesting. Indeed, losing energy. Not too much of a worry, in fairness. It's just, this is Caliban. These are the Kamarians. It's not, energy is something we will always. We're not going to be in short supply of. But yes, having the extra bit does make a difference. I think we do need to consider over in Odranka's Holding planetary summary edicts. Can we infrastructure capacity? I think it might be time to consider burning some of our influence to increase migration over here. Yeah, because it's not as if we don't have space. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Propaganda, education campaigns. Sod it, we use all this. We have all this influence. Let's use it. And maybe if we're lucky, we'll see some people who want to pack up and head off to new and interesting lands. Probably not that many though. I mean, I'm not really sure what the stage has to come to start wanting to migrate. I think things have to basically be full. Right, Mondak's retreat is continuing to colonise away, happily. There we go. And I think Legiers is working on that research station. Corgi the Unstable is stable. Mad as that is. Right, we need to expand our military. We might not have time in this session to take on the cult, but I want to give it a shot. And ooh, that's quite worth it. We need to remember to put that to build some of those. In fact, we don't even need to remember. We can just save up. We can just do it. Sort of build an observatory. That's more important. I forget these sometimes. The important things in moments like this. But absolutely, that is more important. Ugh. It's possessed by a moment of madness. We research. It's kind of a whole thing, you know, research. It's what we do. So apparently we're collecting the wily Dodderon. Yeah, Udlerin even. Lovely. Research. Mad research. How is the rest of our research going? Oh, the improved spaceport is improving. Wait, what? Anyway. But the good news is, with the improved spaceport, we can...
Special project complete.
Udlerin secured. The crew of the Olmec the Learned has managed to collect a small group of Udlerins from the icy surface of Legiz 3. These white furry omnivores wrap themselves into tight balls and roll across the snowfields at astonishing speeds. One animal was clocked at over 80 kilometers an hour. These aided in their detection, since the passage of their rolling kicks up huge plumes of swirling snow. It makes me think of like an Arctic version of Fizzgig from the Dark Crystal. Still though, society research gained. Hopefully, we might actually see some of that research come through and get centralised command up and running. That's Legiz done. At this point, it's basically research now, isn't it? 22. Oh, it's Ras again, isn't it? Oh no, change scientist. Make it Haganon. Haganon's not doing that well, is he? I need to send him out on surveys. That's the thing. He's not doing enough surveys, and that's why he is not getting enough experience points. That's the simple fact of it.
Special project complete. Construction complete.
After an extensive search of the seabed on where exactly? On Grugamora 1A, using a small fleet of mini-submarines, the crew of the Ilmac the Crusader finally managed to corner the elusive target of their search, a live Tarblack. The shimmering creature, which defends itself by emitting faint psionic signals that produce a sense of dread in most organics, was brought aboard the science ship in a special water tank, simulating its natural environment. The crew members on the Ilmac the Crusader that came into direct contact with the Tarblack will require extensive therapy, but the mission has been a success. Lovely. Nice to know everyone's nice and sane following their exposure to the psionic ocean beasts. Dread psionic squid, maybe? I'm not really sure.
Research complete.
That's about time then. We've finished centralised command. Creating dedicated headquarters for all levels of military operations shapes an effective fleet and lays a better foundation for future military training. Whilst we're at it, let's just put down an order for the short spear. So we build the military academy, army upkeep. It's not that interesting for us, but it is sort of useful. New research permits volcano removal, could be useful. Artificial moral codes. Reduces resettlement costs, not that we can resettle anywhere. It unlocks the edict to share the burden. Enforces rotating tasks and work schedules for indentured servants, as more varied drudgery can lead to an uptick in productivity. We don't keep slaves, and we haven't yet researched robots, although I'm hoping we will, so that's not useful for us in the slightest. Arab colonisation. Huzzah! Hephanir's mandate is completed. Probably end on that. And 108 influence. Very nice. Yeah, so we don't really need to colonise. Oh, mind you, it's only one step off. That's the question, isn't it? Colonise Arab worlds, which we can, or remove volcanoes from worlds we already have. I believe we do have volcanoes, so we'll put that. And on that cheerful note, once we've set Ilmac out to probably do some surveying. Alright, on that cheerful note, I'm going to call this an end to the session. Well, we've had a bit of success, you know. We've just generally improved the Empire. We've had several Pyrrhic victories with the Armada, but I'm afraid that's very clearly a result of my own incompetence more than anything else. But there you go. In terms of practical capacities, there's a few things we definitely need to do. We definitely need to pick up the amount of mining stations we have, because we put those on hold while dealing with other things. We need to expand our Armada to the point where it has, I would say, at least 200, but practically what we actually need is... yeah, we actually need 300 people if we want 300 military strength, you know, broadly speaking, if we want to risk taking on the cultists and the Temple of Light, which is an impressive looking ship. I can actually focus on it. That is the goal. Still, until next time, fare thee well.